I was listening to the new Goya record to
Okay.
review it from Usipedia of Metal, where I do reviews. Cheap plug, Matt. You're welcome.
Is that
Um,
July or June?
It comes out Friday.
Okay.
Um, and Jack and Dino produced it, which blew me away. The fact that that Goya got Jack and Dino to produce this
Yeah.
record, and it would have been a huge record in 1995. It sounds like, to me, it sounds like the Melvin, Soundgarden, Typo Negative, and Electric Wizard had this like evil child. And Jeffrey Owens, who's the songwriter and the guitar player, just extremely talented. But a guy also who, unless we do our job and other reviewers in the scene do the job, we're going to hear it. There's a couple thousand people that would hear it if we're lucky. But that record to me is a 10 out of 10. It's like the best doom record I've heard in a long time. And the songwriting and the playing, it's all next level. But to your point, we need to figure out a way to make more people hear this stuff, because that is a record that should be heard by anyone who likes heavy music, regardless if you're in the stoner, the doom, or just regular metal or hard rock, whatever it is. So that's one point I completely agree with you. We need to do better in getting this stuff out there, because it should be heard by more, because there's so many talented people doing this stuff today.
I think lyrically, the themes that we deal with in stoner and doom, I think it's perfect for today's environment. And not wishful thinking, like, are we ever going to reign supreme? By the way, just so people know, hard rock never reigns supreme. Just take a random look at the Billboard charts from 50 years ago, 40 years ago, and 30 years ago. I'm telling you, in the 1970s, it was Captain and Tennille. It was John Denver. Who else would have been in there? The Carpenters.
I think the argument would be the 90s, when you had a band like Skid Row release an album and it was the number one record in the country. And
okay, we need to do a 90s version. We need to do a 90s flashback.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So next month, you heard it right here, we're going to commit to a 90s flashback.
And I would like to call out, and you mentioned our friends in Holy Roller. A guy like Jay would be a wonderful third wheel for the 90s conversation, because he and I got into it with all of the bands that we love. I think we invite him for a roundtable of 90s flashback.
Full Metal Band. That would be an interesting idea, of two doom charts dudes and actually talk about it with a band member, an actual musician. That's crazy talk.